Hi friends, I'm Scott from Sharkey's Greenhouses and Beat Your Neighbor Fertilizer, and today we're talking about potato vine. And there are a lot of different varieties of potato vine, and we're going to take a look at just a few of them that we have in our greenhouses. So it's a very popular trailing or mounding plant that a lot of our customers love, and it's for good reason. There's a lot of variety, there's a lot of pizzazz with potato vine, but there's a few things that you need to know. And so even with the classic potato vine like this, these two are different, and this is the big trailing one, and this is more of the mounding. Now this one will spill over, but it kind of bushes out, and it doesn't get way long like my other one does. It will bush out and kind of fill out. Where this version, this is kind of that classic potato vine that we've had these in hanging baskets and maybe 6 feet long. This can really bush out. So that's also something to really think about when you're planting, what you're putting into a basket or a container or a window box. You really want to think about what you're putting with it, because let's say if I take a geranium, if I put these right together, this is very vigorous, which means, you know, it's going to grow a lot, and it might just roll right over this geranium and absolutely snuff it out. So you do have to kind of make sure that the potato vine is where it can play, it can grow, but it won't affect the other plants, you know, if they're not as vigorous, if they don't grow as large. So you might have to give them a little bit of room. So let's take a little look at all the different varieties. There are some really cool, you know, this is the Blackie version. So even the leaves are much different if you take a look at that. You know, these are more rounded, where this is more of the pointed, and also of course the texture and the color is a little bit different. This is another, this is the spade version, so it looks much more like a spade, but again in that black version. And one of my favorites is this tricolor, and that just has a lot of different colors, and especially on that variegated leaf, that edge, it's white and it's pink. So this one's really cool. Now obviously this is an example of the potato vine makes a fantastic hanging basket. If you just want that different variation, and maybe you don't necessarily want flowers, this makes a great hanging basket, and this will get big. You know, this will grow out. You will not see this this container, the hanging basket. This will fill out. So we've got some of the bushing type potato vine, and we here, and we have some of that classic marguerite style that will trail way down. And then we have this tricolor in there that trails, and filled in with the Blackie version of the potato vine. To know about potato vine is they are cold sensitive. So that's one of those that don't put these out too early in the spring, because it doesn't have to freeze before they give up the ghost. They will not like even, you know, under that 40-degree mark or 45. They do not like that cold weather. So if you're in an area you know, like we are in northern Wisconsin, this can't go outside until you're pretty safe, because this will be one of the first plants that you see, and it will just you know, wilt down. Now a lot of times it will come back depending on how hard that cold was, but if it gets froze, yeah, it's done. The watering, they're not real fussy. They will drink a lot of water, so you do have to have that watering, you know, make sure that they don't go dry. They'll, again, there's telltale signs, you know, they will droop way down if they go dry, so easy to tell, but we don't want them to be stressed, you know, that wet, dry, wet, dry. We do want to keep them consistently kind of moist. They're good feeders, so make sure to use our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. You know, feed them, go ahead and feed them once a week with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. You know, that hashtag Fertilizer Friday is a great way to remember of when to fertilize and feed your potato vine. And now, at end of season, when you're done and you're cleaning them out, and maybe you've had your first freeze, or you're cleaning out your containers, another thing to know about potato vine is they grow tubers. And what a tuber is kind of like a root. It looks almost like a little potato, or a little sweet potato, kind of a long skinny potato. They do grow tubers, and that's just something to know, that if you have a great big container with lots of potato vine in it, you're going to have a lot of tubers in that soil. So you'll really have to go through and clean those out, because you want to get those out before the next season. No, they will not come back in the spring. They're not a perennial, so they're not going to come back. But you want to get those out because it just makes a mess of the soil. So you have to dig into that soil and get rid of those tubers and just toss them out. So one of the other things that you need to know about potato vine is you really do want to protect them, because they are a soft leaf. Guess what? The bugs are going to come right after them, and that's the nasty, you know, the aphids, the chewing bugs. Those are the ones that it really can destroy. So great suggestion is using a systemic insecticide and protecting that plant before you even have a problem. So the systemic insecticide goes in by the soil, and when you water it, that systemic insecticide goes through the plant and helps prevent the problem before you have a problem. Prevention is always better than trying to, you know, hurry and correct something that's bad. So prevention is key. So those are just a few things to know about potato vine. If you're loving our videos, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook, and head on over to YouTube and check out our channel there, and be sure to subscribe there. We have hundreds of how-to videos. Check those all out, and you will learn a lot. And also, head on over to our beatyourneighbor.com website. We have lots of blog articles and tips and tricks there, and of course our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. And we also have the Bonide systemic insecticide on that shop page. So go over to our beatyourneighbor.com website to check it out there. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.